Welcome, and thank you for settling in. Today, we will embark on a slow, meandering journey along the banks of the Nile, tracing the rhythms of life in ancient Egypt. Imagine yourself waking to the soft, golden light of dawn spilling across a village of mud-brick homes. The air is thick with the scent of the river, mingling with the warmth of the sun and the faint aroma of cooking grains. In this journey, we will explore what it was truly like to live in one of history's most enduring civilizations. We will look beyond the monumental pyramids, the awe-inspiring temples, and the hieroglyphs that still whisper across millennia. We will step gently into the everyday, the human, and the quietly fascinating aspects of life. The labor, the rituals, the simple pleasures, and the small struggles. Through 4 distinct segments, we will immerse ourselves in daily life, follow the paths of notable figures, unravel some lingering mysteries, and contrast the lives of commoners with those who walked among the elite. The rhythm will be steady, the narrative unhurried, and the focus softly illuminating the textures of the past. Allow yourself to drift along with the current of the Nile, letting history wash over you in a gentle, measured cadence.
Now imagine yourself walking slowly through the sunlit courtyards of Amarna, the city that rises from the sands as if it had always been part of the desert itself. The air carries the warmth of the sun-baked mud and the faint scent of oils and incense from nearby temples. Here you are not a farmer, but a witness to the quiet ambition and curiosity of a pharaoh who sought to reshape the spiritual world around him. Akhenaten, once known as Amenhotep IV, is a figure of both fascination and calm intensity. From the moment he ascended to the throne, he sought to guide Egypt along a new path. Rather than adhering to the long-established pantheon of gods, he chose to focus worship on Aken, the sun disk, the giver of light and life. His vision was unique, a gentle insistence that the divine could be singular yet omnipresent, like the sun itself. Imagine him moving through the palace corridors with Nefertiti by his side, her presence both elegant and commanding. She is not merely a consort, but a partner in this unfolding experiment of devotion. Together they oversee rituals that differ from tradition, prayers offered in open courtyards where the sunlight falls evenly upon all who gather. Every morning, the rhythm of devotion begins anew, soft chants rising, hands lifted in quiet reverence. The challenges of their reign are subtle but persistent. Traditional priests, bound by centuries of ritual, view this singular worship with suspicion. Nobles accustomed to influence through the old temples adjust reluctantly, their quiet frustrations lingering like shadows along the palace walls. Yet Akhenaten and Nefertiti persist, moving with a serene determination, crafting art and architecture that reflect their vision, elongated forms, intimate family depictions, and temples open to the sky, where light itself seems to caress the stone. Life at court carries both the ordinary and the extraordinary. Nefertiti, with her graceful gestures and calm authority, guides the education of their children, overseeing the scribes and artisans who translate vision into marble, pigment, and gold. Akhenaten, while distant from the daily grind of common life, moves among his people in careful observation, measuring the impact of his reforms, adjusting ceremonies, and ensuring the daily rhythms of the city flow smoothly. Yet even in this seat of power, uncertainty quietly lingers. The winds of history are unpredictable. Beyond the palace, the Nile continues its timeless course, indifferent to human ambition. The city of Amarna, carefully planned and meticulously maintained, rests on the fragile hope that this new vision will endure. You can almost sense the quiet tension, a gentle reminder that even the grandest plans are subject to time and circumstance. During moments of rest, you might imagine the pharaoh and queen walking along the terrace as the sun lowers in the sky, casting long shadows over sandstone walls. The glow of evening softens the stark lines of power, revealing the tender interactions between ruler and family, between the ambitious and the ordinary. These subtle details, the glance, the gesture, the soft-spoken words, form the gentle pulse of daily life at the very heart of Egypt's experiment in devotion. And as the night descends upon Amarna, you can picture lamps being lit in the palace chambers, the faint flicker of flame illuminating delicate frescoes. The rhythm of life continues, calm yet purposeful, steady yet filled with quiet complexity. This is the story of rulers who sought to reshape the spiritual landscape, whose ambitions intertwined with the textures of daily life, and whose legacy endures in the whispers of stone and paint.
Now, imagine yourself stepping quietly into the golden silence of a tomb, the air still and faintly cool, filled with the faint scent of aged wood and resin. You are not rushing, but moving slowly, your steps measured, as though each movement is part of a quiet meditation. This is the resting place of Tutankhamun, the boy king whose life was brief, yet whose legacy has captured the curiosity of countless generations. Tutankhamun ascended the throne at a young age, following the radical reforms of Akhenaten. The world around him was one of transition, a delicate balance of old traditions and new visions. And yet, his reign was short, ending at just 18 or 19 years of age. Scholars have long debated what led to his untimely death, and the mystery is as gentle as it is compelling, a puzzle suspended in time. Some suggest an illness, a quiet vulnerability that was part of the rhythm of life in ancient Egypt. Others propose an accident, perhaps a fall from a chariot, a momentary slip that altered the course of history. There are even whispers of intrigue and familial tension, though these remain uncertain, like faint echoes in a vast desert. As you imagine these possibilities, notice how the mind drifts between certainty and speculation, the gentle pull of curiosity lulling you into contemplation. The tomb itself is a world frozen in careful arrangement. Golden masks, delicate jewelry, painted chests, and ritual objects are laid out with precision, each artifact a quiet note in a larger symphony of remembrance. You can picture the artisans at work, their hands steady and meticulous, shaping each piece not in haste, but with deliberate care, honoring both the boy king and the traditions that preceded him. As you move slowly through this imagined space, consider the significance of these objects. Each tells a story of reverence, of belief in the afterlife, of the desire to preserve identity and memory. Even the smallest amulet, the tiniest painted figure, carries with it the weight of centuries, a soft whisper of care and devotion. This is history at its most intimate. Not the battles or the politics, but the quiet attention given to ensuring that life, though fleeting, was honored and remembered. The mystery of Tutankhamun's death reminds us that life, even for those in positions of prominence, is fragile. Yet within that fragility lies fascination, a gentle intrigue that invites reflection. Imagine the scholars and archaeologists of later generations uncovering these treasures, piecing together clues with patience and care, each fragment a soft echo from the past. The tomb is silent, yet it speaks in subtle ways, of family, of devotion, of the rhythms of life and death in a civilization that has long since faded from sight, but not from memory. And as you let your mind wander through these quiet halls, consider the broader perspective, a civilization that endured for millennia, shaped by rivers, sun, and sand, by rulers and farmers alike. Tutankhamun's life, though brief though it was, becomes a gentle lens through which to contemplate the cycles of history, the impermanence of life, and the soft, persistent pulse of human endeavor across time.
Now, imagine yourself slowly approaching the grand palace of a pharaoh, where the sunlight glimmers off limestone walls and the gentle rustle of palm trees sways in the warm breeze. Here, life takes on a different rhythm, one of measured luxury, careful ceremony, and subtle exertions of power. The sounds are softer, the spaces broader, the air carrying faint perfumes of lotus and myrrh. In the palace, servants move quietly through the corridors, carrying water in delicate jars or arranging offerings on stone altars. You can imagine the soft clatter of sandals on polished floors, the muted laughter of children playing in shaded courtyards, and the occasional low murmur of advisors speaking in hushed tones. The environment is carefully curated, designed to display the stability and grandeur of the pharaoh's rule. Yet it is not without its quiet demands. Meals are elaborate, yet soothing. Imagine trays of bread, fruits, and dates arranged with precision, fish grilled over gentle embers, and honey-sweetened pastries that glimmer under the sun. The preparation itself is a rhythmic process, repeated daily, echoing the care and consistency that define palace life. Every object has a place, every action a subtle purpose, creating a world that is calm, ordered, and deliberate. Beyond the tangible comforts, there is the structured flow of duties and rituals. Pharaohs would rise with the sun, receive homage from officials, and perform rituals designed to honor the gods and maintain cosmic order. Yet, despite the apparent formality, the pace is steady, measured, almost meditative. The rituals themselves are gentle repetitions, chants and gestures performed with calm precision, a quiet reflection of the harmony that the pharaoh seeks to project across the land. In the private chambers, the pharaoh and family might enjoy quiet moments of reflection or leisure. Nefertiti or other consorts might engage in gentle conversation, while music, soft and soothing, fills the rooms with a sense of serenity. The walls are adorned with painted scenes of daily life, divine interactions and celebrations, each image a reminder of continuity, tradition, and the gentle flow of time.